So what do you do if a woman rejected you, but she still acts interested? I'm going to give you the number one way to test to see if she actually likes you. And when you use this technique, if she does actually like you, you'll be able to see it in her body language reaction. You'll be able to tell. So this problem can happen if you ask a woman out and she says that she's not interested in dating right now, but still seems interested in you. It can also happen if you try to set up a date and she says that she doesn't think it's a good idea. Or she acts cold sometimes, but other times she's warm, friendly, and open, and even seems to be flirting with you. And finally, another example of how this problem can happen for a guy is that she rejects you in some way, such as saying that she only sees you as a friend, but she still seems interested. She is essentially giving you mixed signals and you don't know what the heck is going on. So what is going on? Well, it's not black and white. There are shades of grey to it. Right? So sometimes when a guy gets that type of reaction from a woman where she seems to have rejected him but is still showing interest, people around him will say something like, oh, she just wants your attention. She's playing you. She's just stringing you along. And that's one possibility. But it's not black and white. There are shades of grey. For example, it can also mean that she's just playing a little bit hard to get rather than actually rejecting you. So she may be doing that to test your confidence or to test how interested you are in her. Are you actually going to continue to pursue her if she isn't making everything 100% easy? Or are you only kind of interested in her and are going to get with her if she makes everything really easy, if she's just really easy to get with? It can also mean that she's ignoring you to hopefully make you want her more. Now, for some guys, they may feel like women shouldn't do that. Right? If she's interested, she should show interest. She shouldn't ignore me if she's interested. But what guys often don't remember is that they often do the same thing if they're trying to get a woman to want them more. Wait a while to reply to her text, or if you see her in person, pretend that you don't see her and so on, just walk on by. Guys often use the same sort of approach without realizing it, or maybe they just forget. And if a woman does it, they will often get annoyed by it, or they will lose confidence in themselves and give up. Yet one of the reasons why a woman will ignore a guy is that she's hoping that he's going to want her more. Because maybe, for example, they were talking to each other and she got the sense that he didn't really like her enough and didn't want her enough, and she really wanted him. But she didn't want to show a lot of interest in him and put herself out there and then get rejected by him. So rather than risking getting rejected by him, she starts ignoring him and hopes that if he really is interested, then he's going to walk over and talk to her and start an interaction and move things forward, or he's going to reach out via text and make her feel some attraction and then set up a catch-up, a meet-up, rather than thinking, well, she's ignoring me, so that means she's totally rejecting me and I've got no chance, or she's ignoring me, so what I need to do now is ignore her. And hopefully if I ignore her enough and disappear from her life, she's going to come chasing after me. But the problem with that is that if the woman isn't very attracted to the guy, she will usually not go chasing after him if he's starting to ignore her or if he disappears from her life. Instead, if she doesn't feel much attraction, she'll be like, meh, and she'll just keep herself open to hopefully meet a guy who can make her feel some attraction and move things forward. Alternatively, if she does actually feel attracted to the guy, but she doesn't want to risk getting rejected, she will often continue to ignore him when he's ignoring her. And eventually some other guy will talk to her, they'll get together, they'll get into a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, and the guy who's just been ignoring her and has disappeared from her life doesn't get anything. And he looks on with regret as the woman that he really likes is now starting to fall in love with another guy. She's in a relationship with him. His plan of ignoring her and disappearing from her life didn't work because he wasn't able to make her feel much attraction for him. So when he disappeared from her life, when he started to ignore her, she didn't really care. And finally, what may seem like a rejection from her can also be her wanting to see that you're confident enough to reattempt flirting with her and asking her out, or making a move and making something happen. What a lot of guys don't realize is that women want a guy who is at least as confident as them, but ideally a guy who's more confident than them. So if a woman initially says maybe or I don't know to a date request, or if a woman doesn't reply to every text that a guy sends, it's not always a direct rejection. Instead, that maybe is often just a test to see if you're going to be confident enough to pursue her or interested enough to continue to pursue her. Additionally, not replying to every text is sometimes her wanting to not seem needy, but other times it's because she's got other things going on in her life and she doesn't feel like she needs to reply to every text. Likewise, sometimes it might take a few days for her to reply to a text, but it doesn't mean that she's looking at the guy as an absolute no and he's been totally rejected and now she's just playing him. She just wants his attention and that's the only reason why she's replying to him 3 days later or 4 days later. It can be for many reasons. Sometimes, for example, a woman may be on her period and she doesn't want a guy trying to arrange a date with her in the next day or so because she actually wants to kiss him and have sex with him. So if they end up going on a date, she's going to have to be rejecting him when he's trying to touch her down there. So she doesn't reply to him. She waits a little bit and waits for her period to finish and then she replies to him. But if the guy is insecure and he's thinking that she's rejecting him or she's playing him now or she just wants attention, the only reason she's replying now is to string him along and so on, and he gets insecure about that, then he'll often mess up his opportunity with her when she was actually interested in him, but there were other factors at play in terms of why she didn't reply or why she wasn't showing a lot of obvious interest when they were interacting in person. So now that you understand those sort of things and can appreciate that it's not just going to be a woman playing you or wanting attention and so on, here's the solution, the best way to test if she actually does like you. Attract her and end the conversation first. So what usually happens is that if a guy likes a girl and he happens to be talking to her again in person or texting her, he will often want to keep that going for as long as possible because he's enjoying the fact that she's showing interest in him and he'll hope that something happens now. Maybe she'll suggest that they catch up for a date or maybe a kiss will happen if he just keeps talking to her. And if the woman senses that based on the way that he's texting her, or if she senses it based on the way that he's talking to her in person, she'll realize that it's essentially going to be a situation where she's going to have to decide whether or not to give him a chance. That reluctant sort of feeling that many guys make women feel. That's not how they want to feel. A woman wants to be feeling attracted to you and feeling like she wants to get a chance with you. She has to present herself in the most attractive and appealing way possible to get a chance with you. And one way that you can achieve that is by attracting her as you're talking to her and then end the conversation first. So, for example, if you're talking to her in person and she's feeling attracted to you, you may look at your watch or the time on your phone and essentially say to her that it's been good chatting to her, but you have to go and do something, right? You have to go catch up with a friend if that's true, or you have to go get some work done, or you're going to head to the gym, or you're going to do some shopping, or you're going to do whatever it may be. You've got to do something, and you end the conversation when it's going well and she's feeling attracted to you, and you are the one who ends it first. And what you'll see in her body language reaction is that sort of that feeling where she's feeling like she's losing what she wants in that moment. You'll see it in her body language. However, I want to point out here that it won't work if you're not making her feel attracted as you talk to her. You need to make her feel attracted and then be the one to end the conversation first. And if you do that, you'll usually get your answer in the moment because you'll see that she feels like she's losing you. She's losing something that she wants. Now, one thing to point out here is that some women are more confident than others. As I said earlier, it's not black and white. There are shades of grey. So sometimes, for example, if you're making the woman feel attracted and you end the conversation first and she's very confident, she may be totally fine about it and say, okay, yeah, I'll see you around sort of thing. And what are you going to do then? She's not showing her cards and having that reaction where you can see that she doesn't want you to leave the conversation. Instead, she's playing it cool. She's like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll see you around. What are you going to do then? You essentially have two options: give up or increase her attraction for you and reattempt. So reattempt asking her out, reattempt moving in for a kiss, reattempt making something happen. So if you think that her reacting in the casual type of way where she just says something like, yeah, okay, see you around, means that she is totally rejecting you and you have no chance, or she's really not interested in you, then you can decide to give up. Alternatively, if you like her and you want something to happen between you and her, then you can decide to be man enough to interact with her again, make her feel more attracted to you, and then reattempt shooting your shot with her. And by ending the conversation first, you're displaying attractive traits. You're displaying confidence and emotional independence. Emotional independence means that you're not needy. And so you're already displaying attractive traits as a result of that. But if you're interacting with her, display other traits that make women feel attracted, such as flirting with her rather than being neutral. Flirting creates sexual tension between you and a woman. It makes her feel sexually attracted. It's a discrete type of communication that men and women use to say that they find each other sexually attractive without actually having to say those words. It's a subtle, discrete language. But if you're just talking to a woman and you're being neutral with her, then that doesn't create sexual tension. It's just a friendly, neutral, platonic, and often forgettable interaction. But if you add in flirting, suddenly there are sparks. It's an unforgettable type of interaction where she is feeling that type of way with you. There's that private understanding between you and her that you find each other sexually attractive and you want to have sex or start a sexual relationship. It's completely different than just being neutral with a woman. Another example is being assertive rather than being passive. When it comes to dating and relationships, women are generally passive, meaning that they'll wait for a man to walk over and talk to them. They'll wait for a man to ask for their phone number, to ask them out, to move in for a kiss, and so on. And a mistake that a lot of guys make is that they see women being passive and not actively pursuing them, and they think, well, it means that she's not interested. Or the guy thinks, well, if she's doing that, then I'll do that too. Right? If she's ignoring me, then I'll ignore her. If she's not starting conversations with me, I won't start conversations with her. If she's not texting me and trying to ask me out, I'm not going to text her and try to ask her out. And the guy is essentially being passive like a woman will be, in that he's hoping that the woman will be assertive and make something happen. But women are actually waiting for the man to be assertive enough and make something happen, and assertiveness is a non-physical trait that attracts women. Right, so what you need to do is display attractive traits and shoot your shot. And there are so many non-physical traits that you can display to make women feel attracted to you. If you can display 5 attractive traits, then you'll be sparking attraction inside of the woman. But if you know how to display 10 or 15 traits that trigger attraction inside of women, then they start to feel a strong, compelling, magnetic attraction towards you, and they really want something to happen. And if you're one of the guys who don't actually know how to make women feel attracted when you're interacting with them, and instead are just hoping that something happens, and that hasn't been working out for you, and you want to know how to make women feel attracted so you don't mess up your opportunities with them, then I recommend that you start watching my Attraction Mastery video lesson series. In the video series, I teach you what to say and do to display all of the non-physical traits that trigger sexual and romantic attraction inside of women. And the guys who've been learning the techniques and applying them are getting results like this, where they were in the friend zone with a woman, but not anymore. They're kissing women within minutes of meeting them because the woman is feeling so attracted. They're having sex with women on the first night. They're getting the sort of results that guys want to get with women, but can't get because they don't know how to attract women. These guys are learning exactly what to say and do to attract women, and as a result, they're getting these type of results. So if you're interested in having that type of power where you can trigger attraction inside of women anytime you want and get these type of results, then check out my Attraction Mastery video lesson series. Alternatively, I'll see you in the next video here on YouTube.